Happy Monday, everybody. If you're watching on a replay, let me know in the comments, #replay. Let's see how well I do getting comments and everything set up for the live for this week. See if I can get things going. All right. Yeah, we'll give everybody a minute or two to log on. I'm actually on time, a little bit early this week, which is unusual for me. Sorry, I kind of I was gonna say flaked out for last week, but it wasn't really flaked out. I just had kind of I was out of town at mom and dad's for a couple days and I thought maybe I would have time to hop on from mom's house, even if it was brief, but we had a lot going on over there. So tell me hi, tell me what you're working on. All right, I see Melissa's comment. Hi, Sherry. Hopefully, I just clicked on one little thing and it's showing me comments. So let's just keep that going and make it so I can keep seeing comments. Hi, Holly. Working on crochet Christmas bubble ornaments. Fun. A friend and I went to Home Goods yesterday and holy cow, the whole place was like Christmas exploded in there and it was the whole plaza, whatever that is, West Valley Shopping Plaza was crazy busy. We went in TJ Maxx, they were busy. It's not even Thanksgiving yet and already it's a madhouse. Of course, we were there doing Christmas shopping more for my friend than for me because I don't I don't do the themed gifts and all the very thoughtful things that she does. Melissa working on Christmas hats, but well, I mean, sort of Christmas hats. You're working on hats for Christmas gifts, but not Christmas themed hats. I guess those are two different things. I am working on the mystery knit along. I will show that tonight. That's about all I've been working on. I've been trying to take it a little bit easy because of my elbow and my thumb. But we know how that goes. When you're used to knitting and crocheting a lot, it's hard to take a step back and not do that stuff. Hi, Linda. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is November 3rd. Happy November, everybody. My name is Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. We are here Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Marketplace shops. Officially, the whole market is open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. There are a couple shops that open for breakfast. Myrna's opens for breakfast at 8. Valerie B's opens for breakfast when she gets here. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Nicole. Making another Wanderlust beanie. Awesome. Sarah went to Bronner's last week for the nativity. Yeah, wait till after Thanksgiving to put it up. Holly, Bay City Central High School Craft Show Saturday. Oh, yeah. Well, that'll be good. Hi, Shar. Joyce working on this gig. Yes, the Midsummer Night Shawl. I'm assuming you copied and pasted that, Joyce. You didn't type type that out. The Sky Summer Knot shawl, or this is the Midsummer Night Shawl, and that's the one my mom has done quite a few of. There is one, that red one back there behind me. That's the most recent one that we have on hand. I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing tonight in a minute, and this is a similar vibe in terms of using a fingering weight and a mohair, but it's different pattern. Hi, Cindy. So yeah, Melissa posted on there, but as a reminder, we go live every Monday, most Monday evenings at 7 to YouTube and Facebook, and they're two different feeds. So if you ever have problems with one, you can always pop over to, if you're having problems with Facebook, pop over to our YouTube channel, Little Yarn Shop on YouTube, and find us over there too. Hi, Mama. I just saw your text come through. I can't read it right now. So, okay, let's talk knitting and crochet and all of the things. So I am wearing something that I did not make, I did not finish, but I did block it for her. Mom made this. This is the Squirrels in Paradise shawl. So it takes 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn and it's supposed to take 2 skeins of mohair. So what she used was the Malabrigo sock yarn in the lynx color, which is this really fun bright orange with like a purpley blue speckle in it. And then Ariel in the color 3443 is a very, very dark navy. The pattern is written for a heavier mohair. So we had suggested that people hold 2 strands of mohair together to get the same look. Somehow I either forgot to tell my mom that or she forgot to remember it. Um, so this is the final result. You start down here with the little point. So this pattern is by Becca Anderson. She's the owner of Threadbender Yarns out in Grand Rapids. So you start at a point and continue out, and there are some slip stitches. This is just some real simple rows where you're slipping one color and knitting with the other. So if you held the 2 strands of mohair together, it would be a little bit more dense in those dark navy areas. But it's a nice big shawl. It's perfect to wrap around. So I hear from people a lot, I like shawls, but I don't wear shawls. And I think part of that is because when people think about wearing shawls, really all they think about is just wearing it like this. Wrapping it around, draping it over your shoulders. You've got these long tails, but there are a lot more ways to wear shawls, especially bigger ones like this. When you block it out and it's like your arm wingspan, you have options. So you can just drape it over your shoulders. Sometimes if you're here in the mornings when you see Karen come in, she's got a shawl draped around her shoulders like this over her coat. One of the other ways, trying to back up a little bit. One of the other ways I like to wear it is more of like a shrug. So if you take your 2 tails and tie them behind your back, it keeps the tails out of the way, keeps your shawl on your shoulders and kind of down your arms. Like I could pull it down more if I wanted to. So if you wanted that little bit of arm coverage, but you didn't want it hanging down, this is a great way to do it. So it looks like more like a cute little shrug. That tail just kind of tucks underneath and stays out of the way. So I will do that. There are some shawls that you can cross this way. This one's not quite long enough to do that. I mean, I guess you have to have a pretty small rib cage in order to do this, to kind of do a crisscross and then tie it the same way in back. That's another way to wear it. But primarily how I wear, especially triangular or asymmetric shawls, is to hold it in front of me with the long part in the middle. Oh, there's so much static. My hair is so staticky. Take my 2 tails, cross them behind, and bring them forward. And sometimes what I'll do if I don't want that hanging down is I will tie them underneath. Just the little ends of them. Tie those underneath and keep them out of the way. And then you've got more of a scarf look versus that traditional shawl that we think of sometimes. But yeah, Holly said, love the colors. It's beautiful. I love this one too. It's a unique combination with the orange and kind of the purpley navy in there, but really, really pretty. And I hadn't talked about this one yet, so wanted to highlight it because that's a fun one. All right, so that's that stuff. Whoops. That's what I'm wearing. What I finished, I didn't finish anything else. I showed off my my slip and pearl hat last week. That's over here with the Vientos yarn. We got new colors of Vientos in, and I'll talk about that a little bit later too. But I can show Nicole's finished hat. I like to put the point on one shoulder and do an asymmetrical kind of thing. Yes, that's very true too. So Melissa was saying, let me untie my little knot here. Yeah, you can do more of, not so good at doing it that way. I can do it this way. This way, draping it over one shoulder. And if you have one of those, either a shawl pin or one of the shawl cuffs that we've got here, you could clip it on there and then have it draped more of a sideways asymmetrical look to it as well. Just gonna scroll back and look at what Nicole said she's making, because I think that's the same thing, the Wanderlust beanie. I think that's the same as this one. So this was the crocheted hat. Did I talk about it last time? I don't think I had it. I can't remember. Looking back at my, no, I don't think I did. So crochet hat out of skein of the Vientos and the color Arape. Again, sorry, Facebook people, it's backwards. I don't have any way to reverse the image on Facebook, but one skein, well, probably like 2/3 of a skein of bulky yarn for this crocheted hat, and it's super squishy, a little bit slouchy. Look how cute it is. It's kind of funny because I got a ponytail up there, but really cute, fun designs. Half double crochet where you're half double crocheting in the third loop sometimes, which is a fun little twist on things. But this is a good example of how things look pretty different in the skein than they do when they're made up. This I think this is from our newer, oh, this is the cider beanie. So not even the same thing that she's working on. I imagine this is the same dye lot, but it's a different, it's got a little less yellows in it than the one that she used for her sample. So that's the cider beanie, crocheted cider beanie. Okay, so I'm gonna show my Stephen West mystery knit along. It's not a mystery anymore. He has changed the image in Ravelry to show the finished product. I'm close-ish, but you know, when your rows have 500 and some stitches on them, it takes a long time. It takes me anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to do a row of brioche in this shawl. And it's growing. And I have it on a 60-inch cord, but it's still, of course, not long enough. But this is, it looks so cool. It looks so cool on the screen. Very graphic. So 4 colors, fingering weight yarn. So my colors are a light gray, a dark gray, a teal, and blue, kind of a royal blue. Those are 4 colors that were dyed for us by Molly Klein Yarns. So the colors are ink, silver lining, ocean, and waterfall. Or ocean and waterfall, no, ocean and waterfall. And this is called the Mystery Musicale. So clue 1 was these scallopy edges. Clue 2 was these undulating waves. Clue 3 was the kind of the checkerboard and then this slip check pattern. And now the 4th clue, clue 4, is brioche. So there are supposed to be 3 brioche sections and 2 garter. So brioche garter, brioche, and then an I-cord bind off. So I'm almost done with my second brioche section. Then I've got 1 more to do, and then I can do an I-cord bind off of a gazillion stitches. But I enjoy it. I like the fact that when he puts brioche in something, it's not like traveling brioche. There are increases in the brioche on the edge, but if you've ever done a knit yarn over knit into where you're making 3 stitches out of 1, it's no different with brioche. The rest of it is all just straight up and down. And once you get it established, it's easy to see what your knit stitches should be and what your knit stitches should be on the back side of each of these. So I love it. I love the colors of mine this year. It's very different from a lot of the, well, I guess it's kind of similar. 2 years ago, I did the purples that were a little bit more muted. I guess I kind of bounced back and forth between, more vibrant colors and calmer colors, I guess. I guess I feel like these are a little bit calmer, but it's gonna be a really cool. So this will end up being the top edge. And then the brioche will end up being the bottom edge. So it's gonna be a big one. And I do still have a fair amount of yarn left. These skeins from Molly Klein Designs are pretty generous. So they have 460 yards. So I'm not worried about running out of yarn. I still have quite a bit left, even though I know once these rows get so long, they use a lot of yarn. So that is what I'm working on. This is not going to travel with me next week because that is way too much to manage on a plane. So we'll see what I get done between now and Saturday when I leave. Hi, babe. Love me some brioche, Melissa says. I do and I don't. I have mixed feelings about it. If you know me, you know I love to knit, but I don't love to have to pay really close attention when I'm knitting. And brioche, I have to pay close attention because you have to look at knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one. It's not that it's difficult. I just have to look at my knitting and I'm not a big fan of that. Quite honestly. So that's what I'm working on. So I have a few things to talk about with Malabrigo, and I have a few things to talk about with club yarns that have come in for last month and this month. But before I talk about Malabrigo and all of that stuff, I will talk about the two projects that are next on my needles, because I need some input from you all on one of them. So I am going to be traveling on Saturday, going down to Florida for a week. So I need some easy, relaxing, poolside, airport knitting. And so I've got two projects I'm taking down with me. The first one is the Fading Lines Cowl by Stephanie Scheiman. And this is a Wonderland Yarns pattern, and it's for a one skein cowl that stripes, and it's specifically designed for their blossoms cakes. So the Wonderland Yarn blossoms for their sport weight cakes. They have these cakes of yarn that radiate from light to dark or dark to light, depending on the colors in there and how they're wound. But what happens if you knit from the inside and the outside of this, at some point when you get close to the middle, your two colors are going to be very similar, but this is designed specifically to do that. So you'll see when down at the bottom, this is where you start. So you're starting with your darkest and your lightest tones, you're striping, and as your stripes converge toward the center of the sock cake or the yarn cake, the colors get closer and closer together. So the lines fade a little bit. So this is one of the projects I'm taking with me. I figure it'll be a pretty easy one to do. And my plan is to use, I've got a couple of these on hand. I try to make a sample with whatever I have the most of on hand. And there's definitely a green theme going on this month. Just wait and you'll see. But we have a couple of these limited edition water lily colors. And I almost feel like I may just knit this and not stripe it. Because in looking at it, so if you look at some of these cakes, it's a very clear light to dark. So it goes white, light blue, medium blue, gray blue to a gray. This one, it kind of goes green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. It almost looks like it's gonna do a stripe on its own, where I feel like if I tried to stripe it, it might look funky. So I may start this one way and end up doing something different with it, depending on how it looks once I get into the knitting of it, because I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure it's gonna work in theory the same way these ones do. So maybe that's not the yarn I should pick, but it's actually, if it works the way I think it's going to, it's actually going to be an easier project where you don't have to stripe anything. You can just knit a straight cowl, but get a really cool, a similar look to that. So stay tuned. We'll see how it ends up. I will have notes one way or the other. If this project is something that you're interested in, but you're interested in any of the colors we have, the Blossoms cakes, the sport weight ones are 4 ounces and 344 yards. All you need is one for this project, so it would be a great gift. A great project to add to if you have like a gift box that you keep on hand for people that come to the house, or things that you just want to have on hand to give to somebody. This would be a great project. Each cake is $40. Like I said, I do have a couple of the water lily. That's what I'm using. And then I think I've got one each of rose campion, which is like a pretty rosy color into a green. I've got two of these. This is the Love in a Mist. So it goes the white to blues to grays. I think I've got two of these. This is Rosemary. So it's a green, like a limey yellow green into a darker green. And then I've got one of these, which is Yarrow, and that's a yellow to a gray. Bright yellow to a dark gray. I think this one would look really cool in that cowl. So those are the options that we have. Thank you, Aunt Jackie. Hi. So that's one of the projects I'm taking with me. The other project I'm going to take with me, I can sort of only tell you about in concept because the pattern has not been released yet. So the day I come back is November 15th, and Malabrigo is releasing a new cowl pattern, and it takes 2 skeins of Seis Cabos, which is their heavy DK light worsted yarn they came out with last year. So their knit along that they just did in September was so popular with the Seis Cabos yarn that they decided that they would, well, they're releasing this other collection with it as well. I did a swatch with the Seis Cabos and had it here for Malabrigo Day. And so obviously this color is variegated, but you can still see it's got great stitch definition in the cables, and you can see the lace really well. I blocked these, and it shows texture really, really nicely. Even in the seed stitch up at the top, you can see the texture in a cool way. This color is Flama, but Seis Cabos is a 220 yards and 100 grams, 100% merino wool. So it's not superwash. And Seis Cabos means 6 cables or 6 strands. So this is a 6-ply yarn, which means if you untwisted this, we talked a little bit about plies a couple weeks ago. But if you untwisted this, there are 6 individual little strands that all come together to make this super round, lofty yarn, which is great for stitch definition. So I need 2 skeins for this cowl project. Rosemary and Rose Campbell. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I will set those 2 aside for you, Mama. Oops. Or I'll just throw it on the floor. So what I would like to know is, for a shop sample, what color would you like to see? I have options. But I will be right back because I have more options on the wall that I forgot to grab. One, two, 3, 4, 5. So 5 different color options. Okay. I just got a box of Malabrigo, so that's what's, oh, you can't see it, but it's sitting on the floor right here, this big old box. So if you put in special orders on Malabrigo Day, they're here. I got them. Okay, so Seis Cabos. Options are natural. And the cowl is just some simple lace, knit flat and seamed, kind of an asymmetrical kerchief style cowl, I guess. So I wanted to do it in a tonal or a semi-solid. So I've got natural, cereza, which is one of their really good reds. Pearl, which is kind of a purpley gray. Caramel, which speaks for itself. Or Paris Night, which is this really, really deep purpley navy indigo. Indigo, I guess. So what color would you like to see a sample knit in? If all I can really tell you is it's a lacy cowl, kerchief style cowl. There are my options. Tell me in the comments, let me know what you think. I haven't really decided. I also have enough on hand that at some point I want to do a flower child cardigan in this yarn as well. So I have a color in mind for that, but I want to do a sample that appeals to the people. So tell me what color you would like to see a sample knit of. So that's my next other project that's going to go to Florida with me. So I will not, oh, I will say, so it's 2 skeins, but it's just one color. If I didn't make that clear. So I need only one color, but it takes 2 skeins of it. There will not be a live next Monday because I will be in Florida. I don't know where I will be. Maybe I'll do a live from by the pool as kind of a surprise. Linda, I was kind of thinking, so Josie says the red. Joyce said gray and indigo. Linda said the rust color. I think the rust is really pretty. And also I've been trying to look around and see what samples I have for cowls and stuff. And I kind of went through a phase of, the rusty goldy colors, but well, green's not one of the options for that one. So it won't be a green one. A lighter color. Okay. All right. Well, keep them coming. Even if you watch this on replay, let me know. Let me know your input. I do like to kind of keep track of what people say in the comments after the fact. Yeah, the light purple gray is a pretty color. Okay, so what else about Malabrigo Day? Oh, on Malabrigo Day, they debuted Vientos, which is this yarn. We had the 2 hats that I mentioned earlier. I also shared a post from the other day. They promoted a 3-color cowl called the Vientos cowl. I told myself I wouldn't forget it because it's Vientos yarn and they called it the Vientos cowl, but I still wrote it down, thankfully, because I forgot again. But Vientos is this gorgeous, if you were here and you squished it, you know how absolutely soft and lovely this yarn is. So it's a 2-ply, super wash, bulky weight, 100 grams, 130 yards. They're $18 a skein. And not super bulky, so not like Rasta or Caracol, but kind of the superwash version of Malabrigo Chunky, which is a bulky yarn. So we got a shipment of that in last week, and that's what's on our end cap here. So this superwash, I mean, it takes the colors so vibrantly. So there's Anniversario. Look at how bright that is. And they have new colors just for this yarn too. Well, lime they have in the cotton as well, but it's so pretty. This is probably my most favorite, Fleur de Jade. I think I showed that, but it's still, it's so, it's like, it looks like the Caribbean Ocean. So we've got Black Forest, Natural, Ivory, Amphibian is a new color for this too. That's really, really beautiful with the purples and it has kind of a Southwest vibe to it. So we've got that here in the store. The box that just came today has more colors of Arroyo because we were getting kind of low on that. When Melissa was here, she bought most of the Melissa colored Rios, but I did order another bag of that, so we've got that on hand. As a reminder, it looks like this. These really pretty pastel purples with pinks. Another part of the Amigas de Rosalinda, so Friends of Rosalind, is Belinda. So we have Belinda too, which it kind of reminds me of old Rose, but is more orangey peachy, I guess. So this is Belinda. This is another one of their new colors. You guys know if I could and I had unlimited funds, I would order all the yarns all the time, but I don't. So try to order something a little bit different every time so we get a variety. They had Paris Night back in stock in Rios, which was a new color for Rios just recently, and we didn't have it for very long before it sold out. So we got that back too. Let's see, I showed you the colors of Seis Cabos. And oh, also, I did a drawing for the prize from Malabrigo Day. And so essentially what I did was I numbered everybody who came through, all the customers who came through on Saturday, and I did like a Google random number generator, and it told me customer number 10 was the winner. And so I went through the system. Customer number 10 was Pam Fleischman. So congratulations, Pam. I will have your goodies set aside for you. And we'll try and either give you a call or shoot you a quick text if you don't watch this and you don't see or hear about it, to let you know that you have a goodie here waiting for you. So that was for 2 skeins of the Vientos and a cute little drawstring project bag. Yes, you need a Melissa sweater. Absolutely, you need a Melissa sweater. Okay, so that's all the Malabrigo things. Now, club colors. I didn't get a chance to talk about October's tour of the seasons, which is the Wonderland. Okay, so Yolanda suggested the red. Okay, so I've got a couple votes for the red, a vote for the pearl. Keep them coming, you guys. Tell me what colors you want. What color you want to see. We'll keep all the conversations going at once. It's just like being in my head. We're bouncing all over the place. So October's Wonderland Yarns Tour of the Season color club is Sleepy Hollow. So with this club, you get a skein of sport weight yarn. On the inside of the label are QR codes for single skein patterns for their sport weight yarn, which is 4 ounces, 344 yards. Same yardage as these guys, just in a different form. And these will not do a gradient like those ones will. These are 36.50. I've got 2 available that are not spoken for. And you get a project card that on the back, it changes each month for as an invitation. So this one says you're invited to a Halloween storyteller celebration. 31st of October, 8 p.m. to midnight, the Van Tassel Farm. Eat, drink, and be scary. Prepare your best tale of terror for an evening of revelment. Costumes required. Join us if you dare. And it's got the Headless Horseman on there. And then you get 2 stitch markers. So this one is the book, The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow, and then a creepy little tree with a black background. So we've got 2 of these available. If you are part of the club and you have not gotten yours yet, we've got it set aside here with your name on it. And then today, when I checked my mail, when I got here. Oh, good, Pam, you saw it. Excellent. Yeah, congratulations. Today when I got here, I had mail and it was November's tour of the seasons. So November's Wonderland tour of the seasons, same yarn, their sport weight Mad Hatter base. This one is called 100 Acre Wood. So it's a Winnie the Pooh theme. And you get the little work in progress card. And it's so cute because across the back in kind of the background of where it says work in progress, it's got Rabbit's house, Rabbits and friends, something, my house, 6 pine trees, and Rabbits and friends relations. I don't know what that word is. So this is very different. There are a lot of words in this one. A very thankful sort of gathering. You and possibly your tummy are invited to a Thanksgiving meal deep in the 100 Acre Wood or somewhere very near it. Wherever that may be for you, there will be warm things to eat and cozy places to sit and friends who are thankful for each other, which is really the most important bit. There may also be honey if Pooh has anything to do with it, pumpkin pie if Rabbit allows it, and a game of buttons and feathers if Eeyore doesn't sit on them first. Come with your favorite scarf, your very best smile, and a heart ready for good company. Thanksgiving Day after the sun says hello, but before it says goodbye. Follow the rustling leaves. So very, very sweet. Holly, I knew you would like this one. And then the stitch markers are the Winnie the Pooh book with the blue and the orange and the red. And then a little honey pot is the other one. It's so cute. So I've got, yes, you are still in the clubs. If you're in the clubs, I've got one set aside for you. Otherwise, if you are not in the clubs, but you're interested, let me know. We get 2 extras of this each month. So, I mean, we get 10 total, but 2 are not spoken for. So if it's something that you're interested in, let us know. Again, $36.50 for that. And then November, Madeline Tosh hue of the moment that we get in both fingering and worsted weight. This month is called Mossed Up. Not messed up, mossed up. And it's this gorgeous forest green, but then it's got this little bit of periwinkle blue in there. Do you see that? And then these flecks of like a rusty goldy brown color. There we go. I had to take the label off so you can see it. So this is the fingering weight one. And obviously they vary a little bit skein to skein. But my green people, you are in luck because the greens are heavy this month. But it's just gorgeous. So the sock base is twist light. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Make sure we get nylon for those who want it in their socks. But of course, you could use this for shawls, sweaters, any other sorts of projects, fingerless mitts, hats. And then the Tosh Vintage is their worsted. So a little bit heavier. It takes the dye differently just because there aren't as many strands. So it takes things a little bit differently, but you can still see there's that periwinkle in there and the speckles. These are $32.50 a piece. And we've got these out and ready for purchase. And the last club is the Dream in Color Pop-Up Club. So that is always Smushy with Cashmere, which is 4 ounces, 400 yards, 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. And this month's color is called Giddy Up. So we got Mossed Up from Madeline Tosh and Giddy Up from Dreaming Color. And I grabbed two skeins because again, this is an example of how they're the same colorway, but can be very different skein to skein. This one's obviously much lighter. Depending on how many they put in the dye pot at a time, they're only, they take the yarn, the dye a little bit differently, but still it's like this bluey green with the gold, bright yellow, like a canary yellow. These are 37 smushy cashmere. Giddy up. Holly, I think I've got one of these set aside for you. But I was playing with colors today because I thought this would be beautiful in either a Magical Thinking or an All Points South. I can't remember if I was playing with, I think I was playing with the darker one, but things are falling off my chairs over here. I kind of went two directions with it. So Magical Thinking and All Points South are both 3 skein fingering weight projects, over the head poncho slash cowl by Casapinka. But the first way I went with this was with this skein of Heritage that pulls out kind of the blues and greens. And then this Scorched Lime. I love Scorched Lime. It's one of my favorite colors from Dreaming Color. It's what Sarah and I kind of call ugly green sometimes, but it's gorgeous with this because you've got some of that same really pretty green in there. The other way to go would be the gold with it. Let's look at that. This is the beauty of going with the same dyer. Like, so these are Dreaming Color. They use the same types of dyes. So the colors are going to coordinate really nicely. But even those would be really cool together. So either one takes one skein each of 3 colors, but I think that would be really sharp. I think this is really, really just stunning though. I love this gold. So this gold is called Ancient Grains. That's one of their newer colors, but look how beautiful that is. So you guys know, we got ideas for you around here. But those are all of our clubs for November. Holly, I'm speaking your language this month. What can I say? All right, let me check my notes and see where I am. Tour of the seasons. Okay. That's all my notes I had for today. So as usual, if there's anything I talked about that you're interested in, put it in the comments or send us a message or shoot the shop phone text and we will set things aside for you. Melissa's what? What cowl? I don't know what cowl you're talking about. You messaged me, but it's not showing up on my watch for me to be able to see it. I don't know what cowl you're talking about. Melissa. I see you say you're typing, but I don't see anything. Did you put it in the comments? January, oh, January class. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because I didn't put that in my notes. Why would I have put that in my notes? Okay. So Deb is teaching a stranded colorwork class in January for the Flurries cowl. We've got it listed on the website. The pattern is on Ravelry. If you've been in lately, you may have seen her working on it. I meant to snag it from her tonight so I could show it off to you. But it calls for 2 colors of a DK weight yarn. But what she and Ashley and I think a few others are doing is holding 2 strands of fingering weight yarn together. They put a bunch of kits together. Deb and Ashley put a bunch of colored kits together. Those are listed on the website as well. Those are for purchase separately. And we would have to figure out the pricing on those because each one has different yarns and different, well, not different amounts, but different yarn bases. So it may affect the price a little bit, but the pattern is on Ravelry. The class, it will be Wednesday evenings. So Wednesdays in December, like the end of this month and through next month are going to be drop in. There won't be any beginning knit classes Wednesday evenings because the holidays get kind of crazy and people are trying to finish things up before the holidays. So we've changed Wednesdays in the end of this month and beginning of next month to be just a drop in like Mondays are. So $10, you can come in on a Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 8:30 and get help from Deb with whatever projects, and Ashley, if she's here too, with whatever project you're working on. Then starting in January, they will be running this stranded color work class. So you learn how to knit with two colors at the same time, how to tension your yarns properly, how to make sure that it's not too tight, how to just wrangle those yarns, I guess would be the way to put it. So that class, no good at trades. No, I got the cowl part, but that's all I got. Oh, okay. So now that's going to be limited to, I think I limited it to 6 people. I can't remember. But there will be limited spaces available in that. And the kits that you see that are available, there is only one available of each of those color kits. So if there's something you see that you like, make sure you let us know so we can get you set up with that kit. All right, now for real. That's all I have to talk about tonight. I will probably not be doing a live next Monday, so don't bank on it. Don't be upset if I'm not on here because I will be in sunny Florida, so I might be too busy having cocktails by the pool. Hopefully that's the plan anyway. Or wandering on the beach somewhere. But we'll be back the week after that. And I hope everybody has a good night. So yeah, if we don't see you in here sometime this week, the shop will be open next week while I'm gone. Karen will be here holding down the fort. So, come in, keep her company, but don't inundate her with chaos because we don't want to wear her out. And yeah, have a great week. Stay creative, stay warm. It's getting chilly out there. The sunshine has been beautiful, but it has been getting chilly. There was frost yesterday morning and I'm not a big fan, but it's coming whether we like it or not. So have a great week. If we don't see you here, I will see you back Monday, the whatever 17th must be because next week is the 10th. So all right, everybody, have a good night.